Welcome back, everybody, to another night of exciting IGL action. We've got 4 matches for you all tonight, and the first of which is Story of the Taunting Wolfman versus Ichor Nix. Now, this Ichor team, we know we've had them on the stream a couple of times before, so what is up with my camera right now? That roster screen, it was a little bit too big, but there we go. We've got our teams, and we have got me looking pretty in this middle camera box for you all to see. What's up, J Rudd? Glad to see you checking in, even if it's just to make sure that I saw your Discord message. Nice to have you. Glad that we're going to be able to see you on stream tomorrow. Always nice to get the regulars back on, like we do with this Ichor team. They are 4-0 right now, 55 goals for them. They're tied with 4 other teams for first place on record. They're 4-0 with 4 other teams, and one of those teams is Story of the Taunting Wolfman. And both of these teams are having fantastic seasons at the moment. It's a shame that we'll have to see one of them drop their first series of the circuit tonight. Everybody's got to drop one, or almost everybody has to drop one at some point, right? Only one team could potentially go undefeated, and even then, it is quite the mean feat. There's a lot of skill, a lot of determination, a lot of everything that goes into being an undefeated team, especially at this point in the circuits. Going 4 in a row is already difficult enough, and sticky boogers. Gross. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for dropping the follow. Glad to have you here to support one or both of these teams, or just watch some exciting Rocket League. Either one. We are about to get into this matchup between these two teams. I will send them the lobby info so we can get the match started. Let's see. So we've got it to Nate, and we will send it to Shoddy Wolfman as well. I'll wait for both of these teams to get here, and then we can get started. So for Story of the Taunting Wolfman, as you might have been able to pick out, is a combination of all 3 of the players' names: Shoddy Wolfman, Taunt, and Storytime. They started off great with a 3-0 sweep against Fakes for Days, and then they got a little bit of a break. They got a forfeit win over the Canadian Commons that helped them go 3-0 again. And then they beat N7 Hostility 3-0, and then they got another forfeit win over Team Genocide. So they are currently undefeated on game wins. They've won, technically, 12, lost 0. They're sitting in first place right now, and they are feeling really good. Even though they've only played 2 games this circuit, which is very unfortunate because you always want to get as many games as you can during this circuit. They're still in the top spot. They've certainly had to do some work to get there. We'll see if they can hold up against another team who has had a much tougher road to go through. Now, this Ichor side have played all 5 of their games, and their last 3 have been sweeps over AU Esports, Spoonin' and Moonin', and Fakes for Days. Their week 1 win over Team Genocide went 3-2. So it was a very tough one for them, but they were able to squeeze out the win. Now, Story, they they were supposed to play them, but it was a forfeit win, so we don't really know how exactly they stack up. But we'll see how these two teams stack up against each other in just a moment. Let me tell the players that they are cool to join the lobby. And once I see one of them join, okay, there we go. We see one of them coming in. And they're all making their way to the pitch, and goopy boogers. I'm not sure that that's better than sticky boogers, but again, gross. But thank you for the follow. And to TSTC Esports for the host. Thank you for that. And I apologize for the slight latency variation as we get started, but Story of the Taunting Wolfman. Let's I should clean up in a second. There we go. And now we've got a clean picture of what exactly is going on here on Champions Field tonight. We've got Story of the Taunting Wolfman, and we've got Ichor Nix. What's up, Tortuga? Thanks for dropping in, showing up to watch some fantastic Rocket League. These are some Tier 2 teams, and one of them was so close to getting started. Story almost had the go-ahead goal in the first 45 seconds, but it went off the post and it went out. So close for Story, the Taunting Wolfman, to try to get this series started on the right track. Ichor, maybe the most confident because they've had 4 games to play. They have certainly had to earn their right to say that they are an undefeated team, to say that they are top 5. But Story, the Taunting Wolfman, they've got some work to do. They've got to prove to everybody else that, hey, we had these 2 forfeit wins, but we would have won them anyway, most likely. It's not our fault that teams drop on us, and Omega comes up with a beautiful goal to get us started in game 1. Go for the demo on the goalie, come out almost with the squishy save, but instead it's a goal as they're able to get behind it, get that last touch. Ichor next on the right track, 1-0, 3:41 left on the clock, and it's a 50 in their favor. Can they get a second one? It doesn't look like it'll be happening very quickly as Slayer's shot does go wide. Omega sending it across, and Shoddy Wolfman with another touch to the middle. Storytime thought about it, but is going to leave it for Taunt, who is a little bit closer and already lurking in the midfield. Missed their high, and Nate's going to not follow it up. They're going to leave it for Slayers, but Storytime gets a great 50. Still on the blue side, but it's not really in Ichor control for the moment being. After that first goal, it's been pretty back and forth. Neither team really able to pick up a lot of possession. Midfield battle coming in handy for both of these teams through the first 2 minutes. Get a hype train going, Tortuga? I wish I would if I were an affiliate, but I'm not an affiliate at the moment. So we're trying the multi-streaming thing, see how that goes. If it goes well, we'll keep doing it. If not, oh well. But yes, if we could, I would certainly get a hype train going for before every series, because every one of these matches deserves a hype train, and certainly a hyped crowd from people such as yourself. What's up, Purple? Shoddy Wolfman with the pass back to their teammates, but they seem to double commit on the clearance, and it's going to fall to Just Sayers. He's going to send it right back. Omega further into the corner. Is miscommunication about who is supposed to pick up that ball, and it's a dangerous pass towards the middle, but nobody from Ichor there for the follow-up. Good clear from Omega. Storytime in a good position to handle it, and it's almost past Nate IRL, but they're able to get a touch towards the ceiling. Keep it at midfield. Wolfman off the corner. Slayers to the side. Comes very well off the backboard to get that clearance away. We're approaching a minute and a half left on the clock, and still there's not been a whole lot of sustained possession for either of these two teams. Kind of just booting it back and forth, trying to get the high-powered offense going. But unfortunately, for that to happen, you have to have a little bit of control of the ball, and neither team seems to quite have that down at this stage in the series. Plenty of time for that to change, though. Omega tries to get the lift past one, and they do so successfully. They're going up for a second one as Shoddy Wolfman messes up their challenge. It's a 50 in the blue side. Nate hanging back far enough to be able to put it back in towards that net, but it does go towards the corner. Nate with a pickup. Fakes the air dribble. 50s. I believe that was Wolfman. Restore time to the side. Omega with the shot. Taunt gets the block, and it's past Slayer, so they have to go off the wall to continue this offensive spurt. Slayers pushes it towards Omega, who's going for the double. It's off the backboard. Nate tries to get there, but they can't get in the air. All they can do is front flip. But Ichor stopping it well at the midfield, and as soon as I was about to make that point, they were able to break through once again. "45 seconds in was when Ichor got this first goal. And it was after a quality chance from Story of the Taunting Wolfman, but it looks like that singular opportunity might be the one that matters the most. Unless there's a 0-second goal here, we are going to see Ichor take that first game. There's two orange players up. Is there a follow-up on a shot or on a net that's almost open? There's not. Orange defense did very well to try to cover the angles, make it difficult, and Ichor next take game number 1. That is a great question, Purple. Why is there no game audio? Because I forgot to unmute it. So, that is my bad. So, should be able to hear it now. Well, maybe once we get into the game and we, both these teams look like they're ready. So we'll send them into game number 2. But there you go. Should have the game audio now. Awesome, awesome. That's what we like to hear. Wow, both these teams are incredibly ready to keep going with the rest of the series. So I won't make them wait any longer. I will spectate and then get this scoreboard set up appropriately so that Ichor next has a 1-game advantage. And we've got game number 2 between the blue and orange teams, and Shoddy Wolfman. This time it's going to be the blue team that gets the first strike. Completely dunking Omega in front of the orange net. Tried to gain possession, didn't lift it up and around the net like they should have. Instead, taking it straight into a dangerous position. Shoddy Wolfman there with the dunk and the finish. Story of the Taunting Wolfman, they're up 1 goal within the first 10 seconds. Nate's gonna follow their clearance up and tries to get it past one. Their fake almost worked. It's still in the blue corner, so it's still an opportunity for them to sustain some possession. Omega taking the shot, looking for the top left corner. It was very close, but it's a great save from Wolfman. Ichor next doing very well to stay a little bit further behind these clears, and they're able to stop them at midfield, and this time they convert it into a goal. Nate IRL, the captain of this team, and the one who requested me to catch the match tonight with the finish. And at almost the same timestamp as their first goal in game number 1. Ichor have tied game number 2 up at 1 apiece. We'll see how much longer that'll last, as story time is up, and it will last not even 10 seconds as Shoddy Wolfman involved once again. Story time gets off very early. No chance of Nate getting up for that one, and they have a beautiful angle, a very acute angle to get the tight shot into the back of the net before a defender has any chance at stopping it. A very quick response from Story of the Taunting Wolfman. They're up 2-1. That's what I like to see from teams. I like to see if when they go down or when they give up a quick goal, how did they respond? And oh my goodness, Ichor almost responding extremely well with another equalizer. It was so close, and they still might have it here. Nate delays the jump, and it's still not in. Story time with the valiant defense. Oh my goodness. Ichor was so close, and they just might be on the transition as Shoddy leaves it for a teammate. And Omega is going to have the clearance away to try to alleviate some of that pressure. Like I was saying, the way these teams respond is very important to me. Story of the Taunting Wolfman, they gave up a goal, but then immediately had a response. They're able to get, or I'm sorry, they had one. They didn't respond to that well, but Ichor did, and they were able to tie it up. But then Story of the Wolfman responded well as well. They now find themselves 2-1, and Ichor a bit unlucky that it's not 2-2, as they had a great chance in front of net after that second goal from Story. Or rather, Story of the Taunting Wolfman. If I just say Story, you might think I'm talking about the player. And oh my goodness, another one from Omega. Not the greatest touch from Story, as it's still going to land to Nate IRL in front of the blue net, but it's blocked. Just there's going to take it up through the corner. Tries to get the pass inside, delays it past Story time. And Shoddy Wolfman touch back. Might be redirected on the target. It's not a great touch, but both of them combining. And that will be enough for the moment being. Big clearance from Storytime. Forces Omega all the way back, and we got to do it again, taking the ball across the field, and that time they were able to take it over the net, so they didn't just leave it in a dangerous position for Story to finish. But this time, instead of giving up a goal, they transition into one. It's a poor touch from Story, and Nate is there with the finish as usual. We usually see Nate shooting pretty well whenever they're on stream. They certainly did last time out. See if they can continue that streak. Possibly get another one in regulation. Or will we have our second straight? Actually, not our second straight. It was a 1-0. Maybe we'll have our second straight one goal difference. But it would be our first overtime if it were to get to that point. Storytime seems to be the goal scorer for this team. 2.33 goals per game for them. 0.83 saves, 1.33 assists per game as well. This is a very high scoring team. They're scoring what looks like, to me, like 5 goals a game, which is insane. But you certainly see why. In this game, they've got 3 already. You know, they've only played 2 games, so it's not quite an accurate representation. 5 goals a game, but in 2 series is incredibly good.
60 seconds left on the clock.
But what is happening? First, Story gets the lead, and then Ichor takes it right back. The quick responses in this series, this game alone, are absolutely incredible. Nate has found another one, and with less than a minute left, Ichor are fighting to put themselves on match point already. Even though it was Story, the Taunting Wolfman, that had the first one, it's now 3-3. Ichor having to come back multiple times. It's a good pass from Omega. I like the idea to try to find Nate to the side and allow them to redirect the shot. Unfortunately, it didn't work out, but they're still going to have offensive pressure. Omega going for the double tap, turning it into a pass, and Nate barely could not get there in time to push it under the bar. Looked like they actually tried to miss it. Oh no! Oh no! Shoddy Wolfman, the fake challenge. It faked out the last defender, but the ball just did not roll into the net. It's a good pass inside in the 50 with Taunt on the orange defense. Omega looked like they got a bump there. Slayers lifts it up. Nate's gonna back with it. It is going to fall. We will have overtime in game number 2 between these 2 sides. Storytime going for the quick finish. And 4 seconds in, and we have got ourselves a tied up series. Storytime doing very well to get up quickly before the orange player that was going for the corner boost had a chance to rotate back. And just like that, the reset was all Story needed to get back on the board. For Nate, they had their hat trick and continue to score very well. And their team as well continues to have and dominate possession. Twice as many shots as Taunting Wolfman. But they just couldn't finish all of them. Taunting Wolfman putting up a brilliant defense and putting up a 50% conversion rate as well. Very impressive for them. I think it's fair to say that a 1-1 series scoreline, appropriate at this stage. Yeah, they're just beating me to the punch every time. The second that the lobby is up, that they hop in, they are hopping in and onto their respective teams. They are very, very hoping to get this match done and over with and try to take a quick win tonight. Doesn't look like that'll quite happen, as we're now guaranteed at least 4 games. But both of these teams look primed to take great playoff positions. Obviously, both of them in the top 5 as it stands. And they'll probably still be top 8 at least by the time the week is over. But based on what we've seen from these teams already, I have no doubt in my mind that they will be strong contenders when it comes to playoffs in just 2 weeks' time. Still have their week 6 matches to go, but I don't think either of them will struggle there. It's very possible that these teams could see each other in a semi-final matchup. Oh, Taunt off the backboard and almost had the follow-up. Slayer and Omega, both with big saves. Omega to the backboard. One of them's up and Taunt doesn't know it. Nate had the shot, but it was wide. Story time across. Taunt and Shoddy both up. Story time popping it to delay the Ichor transition. It was a smart one. Smart decision. Nate boots it downfield with a teammate lurking. Short time as well to B2. Can they B3? Slayers are stuck on the corner boost. It's towards the infield shot. He takes a shot, but it's behind Slayers and ultimately wide of the net. Taunt not allowed to boost. They just got to fake like they're going to challenge. The touch from Story falls to Nate, who shoots. It's under the bar. And it was touched by a defender on the goal line, but it wasn't enough. Shoddy not realizing that Story was going to get the touch, and it was a poor one. Taunt stuck on the goal line, not much they can do. They did their best. But it wasn't enough, and Ichor Knicks take the first goal of game number 3. Nate with a big 50. It sends it back into the orange half. Slayer, the attempted 50. Beat out by Taunt, who pushes away Omega's touch as well. Shoddy, the whip. Leaves it for Slayer. He's just going to take the shot. It's close for Taunt. But once again, they are able to get a touch, but it's just not enough. The shot from Slayer's keeping its forward momentum. And Taunt, an unfortunate position once again. But it does mean that Ichor takes the 2-goal advantage. They're going to look to continue to extend it going into the second half of game number 3. Nate goes for the boost steal instead, getting the touch on the ball. Ultimately, a good decision because it's been difficult for Story to break out of their own half. Lack of boost, lack of proper positioning. But Slayers, they're not going to get the positioning right. And they are going to be stuck under the ball. Story time blasts one past them. Straight down the middle of the net. They've cut the deficit in half. Can they find one more in the next 2 minutes? And try to put themselves on the match point instead of Ichor. Omega, the touch away, the boom downfield, Taunt. Oh, it's unfortunate again! Oh my goodness, Taunt is the unluckiest player in Rocket League right now. So many close defensive positions and so many attempts for saves, but they just haven't been able to get them out. And Ichor takes back that 2-goal advantage. We got a minute and a half to hang on to it. Nate with a big 50. They're going to follow it up. Get it past. Story time to midfield. Both of their teammates are up. Taunt takes the shot. It's a good save from Slayers. Nate looking to follow, but they're just going to follow behind Slayers. To the midfield from Story, and Shoddy takes a shot. Story was close to getting that demo, but just didn't come in time. Story to the sidewalk. Nate with the cut, almost gets it past Wolfman. Good attempt. Omega, the air dribble, the tap down, blocked by Story. Not too threatening there, as the shot was pretty weak. It's a decent idea, but it just didn't quite have the finishing touch that it needed to really be a goal. Just there is going to have to transition to that back corner. Try to get the air dribble away. Story time. Pop up, but Nate dunks him. Omega's up for it in the midfield. 10 seconds left. Doesn't look like Story's going to be able to get it here. Taunt. It was almost a fourth goal that got past them. But it is going to stay at 3. Ichor Knicks take game number 3. We've got ourselves a close series. Wouldn't be surprised if Story of the Taunting Wolfman are able to bring it back. We'll see what happens. Alrighty, well, we've got our 4th game of this matchup between Story, excuse me, Story of the Taunting Wolfman and Ichor Knicks. They sends it to the sidewall. Never mind. Taunt's just gonna find top bins of the orange net. Omega tries to get that touch away, but it's off the sidewall instead of to the corner. And Taunt smacks one top corner. Early 1-goal lead for Story of the Taunting Wolfman. That is what I like to see from this blue side heading into game 4. Getting on the board early. Causing Ichor problems. And not allowing them to sustain pressure on their half. With the follow-up, and it's to Omega, but not able to read it completely, and Shoddy will just give it away. Oh, it's a whiff off the backboard. There's orange players coming in, but there were blue ones ready to get the clearance away. Nate, the redirect Story is already on the backboard, though. Fairly routine clearance for them. Oh, and it's close. Shoddy's able to get the goal. Wolfman sends downfield. It's towards the corner. Slayers has a good turn and a good block on a double committing blue team. Can the orange side transition out of their half? Nate gets a touch and gets a block. They're looking for Slayers in the middle. They get the pass off. It's past Taunt, who's gone up. Slayers can't get a shot on target, though. And it looked like a great opportunity, but alas, it will still be Story of the Taunting Wolfman who have the lead. Story time, the back pass. I like the play idea. Didn't quite come off as orange team. Still in the other half. Not with the goal. Slayer's looking for a teammate in the middle, and it's a shot. Pretty slow though. Really easy save for the blue team. Awkward touch for Nate. They're gonna have to turn and get it blocked as well. Follow up from Story time, looking for top corner. There's a demo on the last defender, and Nate is able to come in and get the final touch. Push it away. Story of the Taunting Wolfman. Now they're going to make it 2-0. over Ichor Nix. Close one for Omega, but it wasn't enough. Story of the Taunting Wolfman looking like they're really, really wanting to get on that scoreboard. Or get 2 game wins on the scoreboard, rather. Make it match point situation for them as well, and give us that all-important and very exciting game number 5. The block on Wolfman in the net, as Ichor are not going to give up this game that easily. They are going to continue peppering the blue net with shots until they can't any longer. Just there's weak touch. Oh, it was a great looking play from Story of the Taunting Wolfman. Unfortunately, the player's just not able to link up correctly. And it might be a third one for Story, but Ichor defense, they do well to get back with some speed. Story continuing to draw time off this clock. Quarter of the match left. Story still up by 2. It's more than enough time for Ichor to come back, but obviously you hope that they'll get one as soon as that they do have time to find that second goal. Omega to the ceiling. On Omega with the 50. Slayers looks like it's on target, and it is. Ichor gonna pull him back. 46 seconds left on the clock. More than enough time for them to find an equalizer in regulation. They could get this one quick. They could even go in search of the winner. We'll see what happens. Story time with the shot. Slayers gets a great save. Taunt coming in to make it 3, but it's blocked well by Nate. Story they're just trying to get all this pressure on the orange team, see if they can break them, get a second or a third goal in, or otherwise just keep the ball on the orange half, be able to seal this game, take it to game 5, where it'll be winner takes all. And certainly for whatever team loses this next game, as Taunting Wolfman do take game number 4, having these 2 games under their belt will be huge. Because even if they lose this series, they got 2 game wins out of it. They'll be able to boost up their game win percentage just a little bit. Obviously, a 2-3 win or a 2-3 loss is better than a sweep. I'm not sure if Nate's having issues. It looks like they're in, so they're okay. Saw that they're having a little bit of a connection issue before, but it seems to be alright. And we've got game number 5 between Story of the Taunting Wolfman and Ichor Nix. Story time to continue this attack. Oh, and it's looking like some very fast play from Taunting Wolfman. I love it already. They've certainly picked up the pace in these first 30 seconds. They're going to have to put on some good defense. Slayers off the crossbar. Nate with the finish, but it's wide. They might still have a turn, but it's an intervention from a blue defender. And Shotty gets the block on Omega. Storytime going to have to be smart with this transition away. Shot from Nate, blocked and put to the backboard. Pace of play already. Probably the fastest that it's been all series long. Both of these teams trying to catch the other off guard with their pace of play. Nobody's found a quick breakthrough so far. We'll see if the speed keeps up, or if it starts to slow down over time. Shoddy takes the shot. Blocked by Nate, and they're going to continue with it. Storytime has to turn around, recognizing they're not going to get a clean challenge the first time. But they do on the turn. Good block from Font at midfield. Keeps it from going too deep into their half, but a double commit is going to allow Ichor to get a foothold. And Slayers hits it from the sidewall, and they get credited with that goal. I believe there's another Ichor player coming in to finish. Yes, Nate was coming in to make sure that it kept going to the top corner. But ultimately, it was an own goal from Story of the Taunting Wolfman. Slayer's nice air dribble. Storytime able to handle it fairly well. Omega lurking as that first man, looking for an opportunity to pressure. And of course, Ichor in their patient play at midfield. They're not diving into any challenges. They're just making sure that they pick up possession at midfield. And Storytime's going to get this goal off of a huge assist from Slayers. They got that first goal to put Ichor in the lead, but Slayers puts in an own goal and ties it up. Story of the Taunting Wolfmen are going to get two. They had one, and just a couple seconds later, they've got a second, and I'm not sure what has happened to my game. There it is. Apologies. I don't know what happened there. But it's a quick double for Story of the Taunting Wolfman. Ichor, they took games 1 and 3. Story have always had a response, and this might be the one time that they're able to push ahead. Game 3 is theirs for the moment, but Ichor are going to put up everything that they can to try to keep it alive. Storytime puts it into the middle, and it's toss 50 that makes it fall to Wolfman. Smart decision to go to the corner, but they don't have possession. It's not going to help them much. They give it up to the orange side. Omega trying to get a way back into the middle. And IRL puts it off the backboard. Slayers continues with it. Omega takes a shot. It's a great one, but it's stopped well by Storytime. Less than 2 minutes remaining. Ichor still a goal down, but there have been no shortage of opportunities. They're going to continue going until that clock hits 0, trying to find an equalizer. Nate's going to get a demo on Wolfman. It's going to make it difficult to sustain the pressure now. Storytime gets a touchdown, but it's going to be a booming clearance. And a wonderful transition from Omega, but the shot goes off the crossbar. So close for Ichor Knicks. And you got to continue trying, though. A minute remaining on that clock. Ichor really going the infield passing plays, finding each other in central positions, trying to get quick shots away. But so far, Story have had all the right answers in a series of big defensive plays to keep this game and this series going in their favor. Slayers finds Nate, looks at the top corner. There was a follow-up touch from Wolfman, but that one is also continuing wide. Ball at midfield, Omega takes it up. Doesn't get a great air dribble. They're still going to get the touch. Slayers off that bottom corner. It's not a great one. Nate touches it down to Omega, who pops it back up. Maybe only one last opportunity for Ichor. If they can pick up possession soon, Slayers has to make an important save. Can they keep it up in 0 seconds? The original whiff. Nate tries to get the block on the ground, but Taunting Wolfman. They are going to take this series back and forth once again, but it's Taunting Wolfman putting 2 games in a row up on that scoreboard. And after a closely fought Game 5, they come out on top. Absolutely, Jimmy Not Hendricks. Undefeated teams. Both of these teams were coming into this series. 4-0 teams deserve a lot of respect, but unfortunately for Ichor, they are the ones that are going to go down first. They will drop to 4-1, and Nate, as always, you're very welcome for the cast. Oh. Shout out to Ichor, Nix, and to Story of the Taunting Wolfman, as both of these teams played some excellent Rocket League. Really gave us a treat to start off our night of IGL casting. And good okay. And good luck to both of these teams as they continue on with the rest of the circuit. I'm gonna pull up my task manager because I was getting a little bit of lag during that game, and I'm not sure exactly what's causing it. But for those of you who are here, I'll give you a quick sneak peek at what is going to be happening this weekend. We finally got... Oh my goodness, that camera quality is pretty poo-poo. But we got a graphics card in that PC. We're going to be streaming with it sometime later this week. Probably at the weekend, as I have to wait for my Oh my goodness. I moved it for 2 seconds and now it's all wonky. But we're going to be streaming with it this weekend. Gotta wait for the monitor and the monitor arms to come in. But after that, I'm hoping that the stream quality will be a little bit better, as my laptop won't be struggling so much. And aha, I think I have found the culprit. Desktop Windows Manager has or Desktop Window Manager has decided that it wants to eat up a bunch of RAM. Let's see. Maybe we can change a setting here that'll make it stop. Oh, I'm already on best performance. And SSMP Amp, thank you for the follow. I'm just looking at my task manager here, trying to see if this is an issue I can fix. If not, I might just have to restart the stream. But Oh, you know what? see. Probably just see. Details. Hmm. Okay, we'll set it to low priority, and we'll see how that goes. Because I would really love it if it's not taking up a gig of RAM on my system. And that seems to have caused it to use up more RAM. That's wonderful. So, yeah. I am, yeah, I will, yeah, the frame drops are going to bother me too much. I am going to restart my system real quick, but we will be back in just a moment because our second match of the night is going to be No Toxicity Gaming and LBC. These are teams that No Toxicity we've had on the stream before. I'm not sure about LBC. I don't think so. But I'm going to end the stream real quick, restart my computer, and we'll be back in just a minute.